Everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how I do my classic skull face paint. A lot of you that watch me have already seen pictures of this, but I thought it would be really cool to show you guys how I do it. And hopefully some of you guys recreate it. So the first thing that I'm starting off with is just getting a base outline of where I want everything to go. I am using an actual skeleton picture as my reference, and also like my past face paint looks that I've done. I did change it up a little bit and added a little bit more shading. So as you can see, I'm using a white eyeliner pencil. This one's a really cheap one from Wet n Wild. I like to just use one that doesn't last very long, one that likes to wipe off very easily, because you can see as I'm going through this stage, sometimes I like to change it up and I just rub it off with my finger and draw it again. So I like to go through and, feel where all my bones are in my skull, and where my cheekbones start, and kind of get more of a realistic looking skull. So you'll see me going back and forth to how I like to have it drawn out. And this is mainly going to be helpful for when I'm putting down the white and some of the black, like around my eyes and such. Other than that, the teeth, I kind of just like to see how it's going to look, because once you start adding on the white, you will get rid of some of the lines that are there, that you see me doing right here. So it's pretty much just to see, like, how many teeth I need and where I want everything to be. I also wanted to mention that the paints that I'm using are water activated. You can use any kind of paints that you want as long as they're safe for the face. It's really up to you, but I like water activated. Alright, so next I'm going to be going in with the face paint. I am using Snazaroo. You can get this on Amazon. I think I originally got some of mine from Michael's, along with all my brushes and tools. Just use whatever brushes you have closest to ones that I have. And also the only paints that I'm going to be using are white and black. And then I'll use a black eyeshadow for my shading. Now, when it comes to the white, I like to set down like just like a base, coverage of the white, and then you'll see I add on more if there's any streakiness or such. And really, you can use whatever brushes you want. I like to use just like a flat or even a rounded brush, just to lay down like bigger areas of the white, and then change for like a smaller brush whenever I need to get into like more detailed areas or try to cut a little bit sharper lines. Alright, so next I'm going to be going in with a small rounded brush. This is a flat brush, and I'm just going to be using that black color, of course mixing in some water just to get to the right thickness. And then I'm just filling in any of the areas that I want black, and these are going to be all of your hollow slash shaded areas. Anything where you feel like your face is going deep in, that's where you're going to be adding in the black. And this black is very deep in its pigment, but of course, adding in the black near the white, sometimes you'll get a little bit of white added in there, but that's why you always like to add more if you need it. And of course, I like to add just like a base amount of color, and then go back in and sharpen everything up. Okay, so this next step is really important to me. I like to use a water proof eyeliner, which I'm doing right here in my waterline. And then I also like to use the Jumbo NYX black crayon eye pencil all around my eye area. This just really helps, like if you've got watery eyes, that way everything stays where you want it to be and there's minimal creasing going on. And I will blend this out a little bit and then add on the water activated paint on top. And this is just how I like to do around my eye area. I just feel like there's less irritation and wateriness, and it just makes less of a mess. Oh, and I also want to mention that you can always block out your eyebrows if you want to, but I could not find my glue to save my life. I bought 2 and they went missing somewhere. So I usually do that when it comes to this stuff, but since my hollowed out eye sockets are kind of raised up a little bit higher, my eyebrows are a little bit more concealed. So right here, I'm doing the nose, and I didn't really like how it was going, so I did wipe off a little bit of the face paint with a Q-tip. You can use it dry or a little bit wet, it doesn't matter, but I just wanted to show this and leave it in, just that way you can see that if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, and you can always fix it. Alright, so here comes the fun and also difficult part. For me, it's fun, but it's also very time consuming. I'm going to be using black eyeshadow and a little angled brush. I'm going to be laying down the lines where I want the teeth, and then here shortly you're going to see how I blend them and connect everything together. Alright, so I am using a little bit more of a fluffier brush, and I am using those lines and connecting them into sort of like a in the shape of an A. This really helps the realistic look to it. If you just use like super blocky teeth, it's gonna look kind of mediocre. It still will look okay, but I highly recommend trying out this little blended shadow moment, and then you'll see we'll go in with some face paint to just define the teeth. Alright, so next is my favorite part. I really like to do some detail shading with some black shadow underneath the eyes and around on the top. This just really makes the eyes look more, you know, sunken in and more detailed, and it really makes a difference, trust me. So continuing with the shadowing, I'm going to go around the nose area, and then I'm going to make sure that the cheek area kind of combines into the eye area, and then I'm going to also do the same on the jawbone. Alright, so moving on with a small detailed brush, I'm going to be going in with the black face paint just to add some detail in the teeth. I'm going to be doing the lines that separate the teeth, and then I'm going to start adding in some more detail with some further shadow work, just to make sure everything blends and looks nice and neat. And you can make this more messy if you want to have like more of like a scarier mouth. It's really up to you. Alright, now that we got that situated, we're going to go in with a little bit of white, and I'm just going to kind of crispen up the inside of the teeth in between those black lines to make sure that it really pops and it doesn't look as messy. Alright, now for a little bit more black, we're going to be adding this in where the cheek kind of meets the teeth a little bit, and then adding a little bit more black wherever needed, like around my eyes and, you know, my temples and such, and just wherever I see any black that's not as black. Alright, so you really don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but I'm adding a little bit of a crack into the forehead of the skull. I think it just makes it look a little bit more cool, and then adding in a little bit more white. And I also wanted to let you guys know that I am doing a little bit of face paint for like the neck and some of the ribs, but it's the same technique that I showed you for the face. You're more than welcome to wear a costume if you want. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!